The number of times that someone prayed to the heavens and uttered your name in the hopes that you would finally see this is beyond your comprehension. Not just a random person, but someone who loves you, who has loved you throughout the course of their entire life, and who is now helping to transmit this message via me from beyond this world. And what do you think? You have finally received it, not earlier, not later, but at this very now. This is due to a particular reason. I need you to make a vow to me before we continue. Give your word that you won't ignore what is about to be said to you. Mostly due to the fact that if you do, you will never be able to look at your own experience in the same way again. I am not the sender of this communication. You can't even say that it's from heaven. Through the eyes of the archangel Michael, it comes from the very eyes of God himself. Is it a coincidence that I am sending you this message right now? It is one of the divine laws of the universe. Yes, it is the law of attraction. Before moving on to the message, please like the video so that this message can reach other people as well, my dear. You must also receive and accept this message with love. If you write "I received and accepted it with love" in the comments and seal it with 777, you will maintain the balance of giving and receiving. Additionally, heaven is watching who responds. You will find a super thanks button below this video. When you donate $22 or more, you are not tipping a creator. You are planting a heavenly seed. And Archangel Michael promises, every divine seed bears divine fruit. Support the awakening. Heaven remembers those who do this. Don't forget to stay tuned and subscribe for our other messages, adds Archangel Michael. Now we can slowly move on to his message. And it all starts with one of the most excruciating truths that has ever been concealed from you. A fact that has been masked with hugs, smiles, and lies about themselves. Allow me to begin by saying this in a kind manner since it is going to shake your very being. Someone you cared about and someone you trusted has been acting out the role that is ideal for them. There was a serpent that was concealed in plain sight, covered in worry, and saturated in phony prayers. On the other hand, behind every "Are you okay?" there was a whispered, "I hope you fail." Behind every "I'm here for you," there was a covert plan to watch you break. Heaven, however, has endured enough. It is not a matter of gossip, as Archangel Michael has stated. This snake that has been a part of your family for a long time has finally been captured. The name is about to be revealed. Do not look away now. There is no drama in this message. Rather, it is the final warning from the divine court. They smiled in your face and betrayed you the moment you turned around. However, this message is not just about exposing betrayal. Rather, it is about unlocking power. You have been chained for an excessive amount of time by invisible forces, buried emotions, and karmic weight that never belonged to you. Now everything is being lifted. But this moment requires your full attention. Archangel Michael is standing right beside you as you read this. That tingling on your skin, that's him. That sudden breath you took, that's your soul gasping at the truth you've always felt, but couldn't prove until now. If you've ever wondered why your plans keep falling apart right at the edge of success, why certain people seem to always bring chaos into your peace, or why your inner light keeps flickering even when you try your hardest to shine, this is the reason. The betrayal didn't just happen. It was planted and it grew silently in your blind spot. Until now. A family member. Yes. A person who laughed with you, sat beside you at dinners, prayed next to you and promised loyalty, was the one feeding your name to dark energy. Maybe they envied your light. However, their reasons no longer matter because heaven has just made a decision. They will not be permitted to harm you again. And beloved, this is not just an exposure. It is a divine rescue. This is your spiritual jailbreak. Perhaps they detested the fact that the universe favored you. Perhaps they simply couldn't stand the fact that you were chosen while they felt forgotten. Michael, the archangel, gives you the following advice. For years, you have been trapped in a cycle that was never yours to carry. God had blessings waiting for you on the other side of the door, but the serpent kept you busy with suffering at the same time. As for the miracle, here it is. The entrance is now available. What you need to do is simply stroll through it. Allow me to share with you a secret that only heaven is aware of. When you truly open this message and allow the truth to flood into your spirit like thunder rolling over a stormy sea, you will experience a sense of relief in your body. There will be tears in your eyes, or perhaps you will remain still, but something will click within you. From that point forward, nothing and no one will ever be able to exert any kind of influence over you again. Now, pay close attention since the following portion is considered sacrosanct. It was obvious to the snake that something was going to change. Because of this, they have been displaying nervousness as of late. Fake apologies, surprising presents, unexpected phone calls that are strange, distant, or too nice. Keep a tight eye on them since they have already been captured on a spiritual level. Already, Archangel Michael has positioned himself in front of them. However, in order for him to see it, you must make the decision to do so. I need you to make the decision to be free. It is vital that you comprehend that this treachery in no way merely impeded your relationships. It prevented you from accessing your money. Your health, your peace, and your intuition were all obstructed by it. Whenever you made an attempt to stand up, something would keep you from doing so. You are now aware of the reason. They secretly prayed for your failure while claiming to be your supporters. They prayed for your failure. However, they failed to remember one thing. Angels care for you and protect you. God, on the other hand, never loses sight of his kid. Permit me to ask you a profound question. And I want you to answer in a way that is sincere and in your heart. Are you someone who has ever had the experience of feeling as though someone close to you is watching you, but not in a positive way? They had a way of downplaying or distorting the positive events that occurred to you, or abruptly initiating some drama that made the occasion about them rather than you. It was as if they did this every time something positive occurred to you. That is an example of spiritual trickery. This is the snake's preferred method of attack. But you shouldn't be concerned since I have something more significant to discuss with you. You are taking the first step toward your season of miracles. A hushed whisper of your name has been heard in the halls of heavenly strategy. In order to convey this message to you specifically, Archangel Michael pleaded with God to grant him permission. In addition, the benefits that were set aside for a later time are now being sent to you immediately. To believe is all that is required of you. But let me tell you something. Having faith without doing action is like to praying without hearing. After that, you are required to proceed. Do not skip over this. Refrain from assuming that it is merely another message. It is not the case. A tsunami of heavenly justice will attack the person who deceived you, and a deluge of blessings will rain upon you. This is the final warning before the divine justice hits. Yes, I am aware that this is an emotional topic. As it ought to be. There is no more crying in silence for you. Despite being betrayed, you have managed to maintain a grin, and you have clung to individuals who have never clapped for you. But not any longer. No more love that is delayed. It is time to stop stealing opportunities. There is no longer any spiritual ambiguity. This day brings about clarity. I want you to have this sensation all the way down to your bones. There is no need for you to have discovered this message because you were intrigued about it. This is because it was predetermined for you to do so. In the past, heaven has made an effort to meet you. However, you are now prepared. Now is the time for you to learn the name. It is now time for you to cut the tie. Now is the time to breathe without feeling suffocated on a spiritual level. And once you do, you will at long last come face to face with the authentic version of yourself. He has been waiting behind all of this suffering for a long time. Despite appearances, this betrayal is actually your breakthrough. Do not overlook the more profound blessing. According to the Archangel Michael, the moment you accept this truth, you will be surrounded by divine signs. Birds will behave strangely around you. You will see numbers repeating. You will dream things that feel more real than real life. And in one of those signs, the name of the snake will be fully exposed without you even searching for it. And you'll feel peace. Not the kind that's forced, but the kind that's earned. The kind that comes from surviving what was meant to break you and rising anyway. Because the moment this truth begins to unfold, you'll feel like the universe is finally taking your side. Not only with signs but also with actual shifts. People who used to ignore your pain will suddenly want to confess. Situations that have always confused you will suddenly make sense. You will remember conversations. You will recall glances. You will replay moments. And the pieces of the puzzle will snap into place one after the other. And when it happens, you should not question it. Please be aware that this is the unfolding of divine justice. Archangel Michael adds, this individual has been draining your energy for a considerable amount of time. Despite the fact that the conversation appeared to be normal, you felt fatigued after chatting with them because of this reason. You have been experiencing strange delays because of this reason. It was because of this that you occasionally had the impression that someone was keeping a closer eye on your blessings than you were, due to the fact that they were. And here is something that they have ensured you will never be aware of. Your brightness frightened them. Your calm caused them to become restless. Your tenacity caused their demons to become agitated. Because they knew, on some level, that you were the one who would be chosen to break the generational bonds. They made an effort to diminish you. You're the one. You have perpetually been. Especially during those times when you had doubts about yourself. According to Michael, you are more powerful than you have been led to believe. And those who conceal their true identities are frightened by this power. The reason they exerted so much effort to keep you distracted with heartbreak is because of this. This leads to misunderstanding and a false sense of allegiance. However, this is no longer the case. Some holy thing is going to start happening in your life from this very moment forward. The reversal, readjustment, and revival of anything. Because you have endured your suffering in silence for a sufficient amount of time. Through your tears you have irrigated dryland areas. You have established a house in the midst of the flames. Now, however, heaven has moved in your favor. And when heaven moves, there is nothing that can stop it. Not a curse, not a falsehood, not an adversary. In the aftermath of this, you can start to sense certain people drifting away from you. Allow them to do so. Once the truth is brought into the room, their spirit will no longer be able to remain near to yours. The only place where lies may feel secure is in the shadows. Additionally, you, my dearly beloved, are currently holding a torch that cannot be lowered. It is true that this will be a traumatic experience for you to learn that a member of your family, someone whose voice you trusted and whose hug you treasured, had poison in their heart. Because of this knowledge, a person may be broken. Don't let this moment pass you by. If the Holy Spirit stirred something in you, respond. Give $28 or more through Super Thanks. It matters in ways you can't yet see. However, Archangel Michael assures you that it will not shatter you. This will set you free. Due to the fact that the truth is that you were never the one who was broken. The one who is blessed is the one who is surrounded by deceitful intentions. And now that the mask has been removed, there is nothing that can stop you from moving forward. Not their opinions, not their energy, not their quiet, and not their pretend kindness, since heaven sees everything. In addition, heaven declares, it is now your time. Pay great attention, since tonight will mark the beginning of a significant change. It could begin with a phone call, a message, or even a dream. You will experience a break in the fabric of your world. Their name can appear in the search results. Perhaps you will hear something about them that will take you by surprise. It is possible that you will wake up feeling lighter. Your soul is being pulled away by the angels who are pulling spiritual cords. This is how the sensation of freedom feels. Do not be afraid of what you will lose when the truth comes out. Be afraid of what you would have maintained if you had chosen to remain blind. This is something that Michael wants you to say out loud right now, as your spirit is beginning to awaken. I allow every soul that feigned love in order to obstruct my journey to be released. I forgive, but I will not carry it any longer. They are blessed with distance, and I walk in the truth that I know. I am now at liberty. My divine inheritance is mine, and I claim it. The words may appear to be straightforward, but they are loaded with significance. Heaven is able to hear them. Due to the fact that this is not merely a message of betrayal. What a miraculous message that is. As soon as you acknowledge the reality of the situation and break free from the snare, your miracle will begin. And you are doing so at this very now. Dearly adored, do you not feel it with each and every word that you are reading? The tightness that has been building up in your chest is beginning to release. That burden that has been surrounding your spirit is decreasing. It is already the case that the serpent has been removed spiritually. At this point, all you are doing is watching the decisive drama play out in the physical world. And when it does, when the complete truth explodes in your reality, you will know exactly why it was meant for you to discover this message today. As stated by Archangel Michael, this communication was delayed 3 times due to the fact that dark energy attempted to block it, but they were unsuccessful. Nothing, not even darkness, can prevent divine timing from occurring, which is why you are reading it right now. And now that you are aware of it, it is time to respond. Sit quietly. Also pay attention. If someone has deceived you, they will either try to shift blame, deny it, or cry about it. Try not to give in to it. They had opportunities available to them. They received a warning. Continued on they went. And at this moment, the divine has intervened. And something lovely will emerge from the ashes of this suffering. This is the version of you that was concealed by misinformation. The old you, the one who was unable to take too much, who questioned their own value, and who thought that love was synonymous with suffering. It is now no longer possible to use that version. You are awakening to a new you, one that is more powerful, more smart, and more healed than you were before. Furthermore, what heaven has now restored cannot be undone by any snake, any betrayal, or any karmic bond. According to Michael, my sword of truth has cut the final cord. You are not the only one who feels this way. You have never been. During each and every silent conflict, I have been by your side. They did what I saw them do. I comforted you by holding you while you sobbed. Moreover, I am here to deliver you equity. Moreover, this justice will not be a minor matter. In the next days, you can anticipate doors that have been locked for years to become accessible. Prepare yourself for people to show up and admit things that you hypothesized but were unable to prove. Because no one is stealing your energy now, you can anticipate that it will come back to you like a waterfall. Over the next 24 hours, you might experience some peculiar feelings. There is a gentle pressure on your shoulders, sensations of warmth around your crown, and tingling in your hands. This is not a product of your thoughts. The activation of angelic healing is taking place within you. Have no fear about it. Take a deep breath in. Allow it to flow. It is a holy moment right now. There is no way to reverse this change. This liberty is a genuine one. Do you feel prepared to hear the name at this point? It is not going to fall into your lap from heaven. You are already aware of it. In your spirit, you have been aware of it. You were aware of the tightness, the discomfort, and the terror that was buried deep within your body. It has always been known to your soul. And at this moment, your conscious mind does as well. The name should be spoken from the heart. To begin, the one that flashes first. Well, that's the one. According to Michael, yes, that one. The one who pretended to be the best. That is the snake. And now, dearly beloved, they have been seen by the highest light. And once heaven sees, no darkness can hide. You have made it this far. And that says everything. That you were ready. That you were strong enough. That you were chosen to hear what many people would have skipped out on out of fear, denial, or pain. But you stuck it out and continued reading. You stayed. And now your reward begins. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, from this moment on, things will begin shifting fast. Don't be surprised if people suddenly become uncomfortable around you. Truth does that. When your energy shifts into alignment, those who were comfortable feeding off your confusion will panic. They will be able to sense the light that is growing inside you and will want to lure you back into old roles, old habits, and old misery. Do not go back. The version of you that tolerated that is no longer a part of you. Archangel Michael adds, you do not need revenge. Controversy is not what you require. It is not necessary for you to reveal them. This exposure is due to you. Your ascension is the right thing to do. The punishment is the calm that you have. Growth is the sword that you wield. The question of why might come to your mind. I don't understand why they would treat me in such a manner. Someone from within my own family, why? Anyone I had faith in. However, dearly beloved, such response will not heal you. It is not necessary for you to know their reason. You are in need of your independence. This message is your entry ticket to the destination. And here is the item that the majority of folks omit. Because of your lack of strength, snakes do not despise you. Because they are aware of what you carry, they are going after you. They are aware that your soul possesses the ability to alter time, several generations, and bloodlines. Before you ever realize it, they are attempting to deplete you. You have just done it. They have lost their power at this point. Michael would like for you to get ready. In your dreams, you will be visited throughout the course of the following few nights. Not the kind of dreams that leave you feeling perplexed, but rather the kind that leave you feeling amazed when you wake up. Having dreams that are reminiscent of memories from heaven. At the very moment when you are beginning to nod off, you might even hear a voice calling your name. It is he there. Angels are trying to tell you that you are not alone in this situation. You have never been. You are about to enter a period of divine forgiving and reconciliation. The things that were taken from you, including your self-assurance, your clarity, your joy, and your purpose, will be returned to you. Besides simply coming back. Due to the fact that you paid the price with your suffering, it will soon overflow. Let the miracle take place now. Also, dearly beloved, this miracle will not be a minor one. The arrival of a financial boon is soon to come. A divine alignment, a contract, an unexpected message, a long-lost bequest, and a debt that was paid off were all factors that contributed to the success of the endeavor. It is going to show up when you are least expecting it, and there is only going to be one reason for it. This was done by God. The snake believed that they had stopped your growth, but in reality they had merely slowed it down. And what heaven slows down, it increases in quantity. You won't simply begin to climb the ladder. They are going to try to hold you down, but you are going to rise up with a far louder voice than you would have otherwise. Let there be silence for the time being. Rather than to run or to mend, the goal is to listen. Because instructions from the Almighty are on their way. There is a possibility that you will suddenly experience the impulse to clean, to block someone, to write something, or to move away from something that you have clung to for years. There is no coincidence in that. That sounds like a divine nudge. Carry it out. You are now able to see well. You will not fall again. You were never meant to remain small, Michael adds. You will not stay small. You are chosen, you are powerful, you are seen, and most importantly, you are protected. Archangel Michael is not just watching over you, he is also protecting you. The snake wanted you to forget who you are so that you would never remember what you are intended to be. However, the veil has been torn. The lie has come to an end. The spell has been broken. Every step, every moment, and every room that you enter now carries divine authority. You will start to notice how people treat you differently, not out of fear but out of recognition. They will feel that your spirit has changed, and it has. You have activated something ancient within you, a light that no human can give and no demon can take. You should anticipate a change in how people treat you. Remember that forgiveness is divine, but access is earned, and they have forfeited that privilege. Let them go and let heaven handle what you cannot. Because when you rise, the universe rearranges itself around you. The person who betrayed you may come back soon with tears, with confusion, with stories, and with apologies that sound just believable enough. Do not fall for it. Allow them to go. Let today be the day your giving aligns with your calling. If you felt this message in your soul, act now. Hit super thanks and plant your seed. As of right now, the stars, the wind, the whispers of ancestors, and the wings of angels are all moving in your favor. Soon you will feel lighter in your body. Your skin may glow brighter. Strangers may compliment your energy. Animals may stare at you for longer. These are all indications that your vibration is gradually increasing. You are now attracting what matches your divine self. No more confusion, no more doubt, no more cycles. The snake has been unmasked and you have been reborn. So now breathe. Feel that. That's your soul returning to its rightful place. That's your destiny coming home. Michael says one last thing, and hear this with your whole being. I saw you when no one else did. I fought for you when you didn't know your name was under attack. I whispered your name in heaven's chambers. And now you walk free. Not as a victim. Not as a survivor, but as a warrior of light. Don't ever forget who you are. This is the end of their control and the beginning of your legacy. You have been chosen to break every lie that ran through your bloodline. And from this moment forward, the snake is no longer part of your story. You are. The story is yours now. And it begins right here. And now that the snake is gone and the truth is no longer hiding in the shadows, you must protect what is about to enter your life. According to Archangel Michael, your next chapter will not look at all like the one you just finished. The time has come for you to enter a period in which you will no longer be required to justify your value. It will be as simple as walking into rooms, and your soul will explain everything to you. When you touch objects, they will proliferate by themselves. There will be dreams that you have, and those dreams will begin to materialize in your waking life. How come? Just because God does more than just save, He also restores. On the other hand, accountability comes along with repairs. It would be irresponsible of you to let old routines return. The feeling of guilt should not be allowed to cause you to reopen doors that heaven has closed. There is no way that you can allow emotional links to lure you back into situations that earlier caused your energy to be drained. All of the healing has taken place. The enlightenment has arrived. As for you, dearly beloved, you must now walk as if you were someone who has been delivered. This is the inflection point for you. Before I go any farther, I would like to make a request from Archangel Michael. This is a moment to pause and listen to your heart. Have you ever asked yourself, what is the one thing that I have been putting up with that has been destroying my spirit? The next release consists of whatever comes up in the future. Get rid of it. Simply because heaven can be replenished to a greater extent the more you let go. When you clear more space, more blessings will be able to come into your life. And Michael says, what's coming is bigger than anything you've lost. You've lost relationships, but what's coming is divine union. There is a divine union that is coming. 1 year of God's blessing can reverse 20 years of suffering, and that is what is coming for you. However, I want to warn you that snakes do not disappear quietly. As your blessings begin to rise, so will the whispers, the jealousy, and the manipulation. You have lost opportunities, but what is coming is purpose-aligned abundance. You have lost years, but what is also coming is compressed restoration. Heaven has assigned you to transport light into regions that have only known suffering. And darling, this is not a random matter. God did not choose someone stronger. He did not choose someone more qualified. He chose you. Do not consider this idea. You are no longer the person you used to be. You are now aligned with a higher calling. Because despite what they did, despite what they said, despite how many times you broke, you still kept your heart open. You still prayed. You still gave love. You still believed in miracles. And that kind of spirit cannot be ignored by heaven. That's why Archangel Michael came for you. He saw your name written in divine ink. He saw your heart tested in spiritual fire. You will notice things that others are unable to notice. You will feel truths before they are spoken. You will begin sensing energy even through silence. This is not paranoia. This is discernment. Heaven is upgrading your spiritual antenna. Use it. Don't question it. Heaven is knowing that you are more than just a survivor. You were a vessel, a carrier of divine messages, and a breaker of spiritual chains. And now your time has come. If something feels off, it is. If someone's words sound nice but their energy drains you, walk away. You don't need a reason. You have alignment now. That's all the permission you need. And now, as the final curtain falls on this chapter, Michael wants to remind you of something sacred. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt, and what is being built cannot be shaken by storms, lies, or betrayal. God will send you people who see you in a way that they have never seen you before. People who clap when you win, not because they have to, but because your joy brings them joy. People who will cover you in prayer and not curse you with comparison. They are on their way to finding you. You are traveling into a future that your adversaries will not be able to touch. Michael adds, let the snake watch. Do not give up hope. Do not become bitter. The snake was a part of the story, but it was not the ending. The reason for this is that nothing they did, no curse, no lie, and no magic could stop what God had intended for you. Let them see how high you rise. And dear, this is your cue now. Not to explain, not to prove, but to ascend. Don't rush it. Let it build. Every day state this. I am walking in divine favor. I am protected. I am aligned. I am chosen and I am rising. State it in your room, in your car, beneath your breath. Let your spirit marinate in truth, because you are no longer the person who questioned their worth based on someone else's lies. You are the one heaven chose to hear this. You are the one Michael fought for. You are the one whose future will make the snake wish they had never picked up the mask in the first place. And one final thing before you go. This message won't reach everyone. Not because they aren't worthy, but because they aren't ready, but you are. And that's why you're still reading. Because your soul has been waiting for this for years, maybe lifetimes. So now, with Archangel Michael beside you, with heaven watching over you, and with divine truth surging through every word, walk boldly into your miracle. It's already begun. And now that your miracle has begun, I want you to sit in this moment, not as a person who's just been warned, but as someone who's just been reborn. Because what you've just read is not a story. It's a spiritual awakening, and it's yours. Your life is never going to be the same again. Not because someone else finally changed, but because you finally saw the truth. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. As soon as the chains are broken, you can no longer pretend that you are still bound. You have stepped over into another frequency, a higher one that the serpent is unable to touch. And here is the holy mystery that Archangel Michael wants you to comprehend. The snake was not intended to destroy you. They were allowed only to reveal you. Every betrayal, every manipulation, every lie they whispered behind your back, it all led to this divine moment of clarity. They thought they were breaking you, but God was using them to wake you. You have awakened. Now watch what happens next. You will begin to feel lighter, not just emotionally, but spiritually. The heaviness that's followed you like a shadow will begin to lift. People who never acknowledged you before may suddenly come forward. Don't mistake their attention for affection. Heaven is showing you the shift, but don't get distracted. Keep your eyes on the truth. Your soul has endured enough detours. This time, your feet are walking a straight line into breakthrough. And you don't have to force anything anymore, because what's meant for you now has no blockages. The gates are open. The spiritual obstacles are removed. What once took you months or years will now take you days. That's the power of divine alignment. Archangel Michael says you will see the number 7 show up repeatedly soon on clocks, on receipts, on addresses, on license plates. That's not random. That's confirmation. You will receive shocking clarity, possibly through dreams, possibly through conversations, and possibly even through slips of the tongue by people who never intended to confess. When this occurs, remain still, do not react, and observe. 7 is the number of completion in heaven. It indicates that the cycle has closed. What was taken from you is now being returned sevenfold. Heaven is delivering you the final pieces so you can close the door forever. And as for the snake, let them slither away. Do not chase truth that's already been revealed. God has shown you what you needed to see. You are not responsible for changing them. You are only responsible for not allowing them to change you again. Now is the time to reclaim your voice. Speak up. Stand firm. Say no. Michael wants to remind you that you are not behind and that you are not late. He wants you to establish boundaries, put an end to cycles, let go of shame, choose peace, and prioritize purpose. Love yourself in a way that they never did. Because you now know that they were never meant to be your forever. They were meant to be your awakening. Everything that seemed delayed was actually being divinely timed. If you had known this truth too early, it would have crushed you. Now that you've been strengthened, it will free you. This is your freedom season. Your clarity season, your miracle season, and no enemy can stop what's already been written by God's own hand. Expect divine replacements now. The people, opportunities, and blessings that match your healed energy will begin appearing. You will no longer have to chase. Your spirit will attract what your pain once repelled. You'll notice you no longer beg for love because love begins to find you where peace now lives. Archangel Michael says, this transformation won't be quiet. They will be able to see your glow up. It is necessary for those individuals who have betrayed you to be present during your ascent. To prove anything, however, you should not glance down. Allow your rise to say what it wants to say. Allow your tranquility to become your most audible response. And now, if you have ever questioned whether you were forgotten or left behind, if you have ever questioned whether you have ever denied your worth, allow this simple reality to sink in. It was not because you were shattered that heaven battled for you. Rather, it was because you were worth fighting for. Your body was the only one that the snake was unable to thoroughly poison. No matter how dark things became, you were the one whose spirit kept coming back to the light regardless of the circumstances. You are the one who was able to hear the whisper and then follow it to this location. And that whisper was the voice of heaven communicating with you, saying, open this. Don't skip it. The truth is waiting. And you listen to it. Heaven will handle everything from here on out. You're not here by chance. If your spirit was stirred, this is your moment to respond. Tap super thanks and give from your heart. Heaven sees every move made in faith. Archangel Michael should take the lead. Allow God to provide protection. Allow the miracle to take place. Don't give the next steps too much thought. You will be led in the right direction. If you are able to make decisions from a place of serenity and alignment, then every decision you make right now will flow. The need to speculate is no longer necessary. Just pay attention, have faith, make some moves, and never forget that you were never the issue. You were the bright spot in a room that was shrouded in darkness. And at this moment, the shadows have fled because the light has come up upon you. And now that the light has begun to shine within you, Archangel Michael advises that it is time to guard your entrance portals. In order to damage your present, the snake was not merely a member of your family. The purpose of their planting was to undermine your future. However, the scheme was unsuccessful. Heaven has finally intervened. As a result, the timeline that man has established for your existence is no longer being followed. There is a divine timing at work in your operations. Therefore, what does that imply? It denotes a faster acceleration than expected. It stands for alignment with the supernatural. It indicates that where there was once suffering, there are now marvels. It implies coming to the realization that you are no longer waiting to be saved because you have already been selected. This realization comes when you wake up one day. At this point, there is no going back. The time has come for you to enter the phase of your narrative in which achieving peace is no longer a challenge. It is taken as a given. Clarity is the condition that comes with love, which does not come with any conditions. To the extent that money is not pursued, it flows. In situations where spiritual protection is not merely sought for, but rather is guaranteed. And if you are experiencing that stirring in your chest right now, that warm, holy pressure building up in your heart, as if something deep within you has just clicked into place, that is because it has. That is the sound of your soul making its way back to its home. The voice you hear is heaven saying, you're finally ready. Ready for what exactly? All set to live the life that they predicted you would never have. Get ready for the favor that they attempted to put off. Get ready for the freedom that they attempted to prevent. Waiting for the love that is a perfect match for your soul. Getting ready to leave the legacy that you were born to make. But before the rest unfolds, Archangel Michael whispers, don't forget to seal this moment. Don't just read this and walk away. If this message found you, heaven is watching your response. Speak it out loud. Declare your alignment. Anchor this shift with a sacred promise that you will no longer ignore what your spirit knows. Now say this with your whole heart. I accept the truth. I release the snake. I align with God's timing. I walk in power. I am chosen. Because the next chapter is not just another chapter, but rather the actual tale that you were always destined to experience. It is the story that begins after betrayal, beyond pain, and past misunderstanding, and it is beautiful. It is complete and it is yours. I am protected. I am prepared. And if you've come this far, if you've read every word, felt every shift, cried every hidden tear that this message pulled up from your soul, then Archangel Michael wants you to do one last thing. Protect this energy. Don't tell just anyone what you know now. Don't beg to believe you. Don't lower your truth to fit their comfort. This message wasn't sent to the masses. It was sent to you. God chose to speak to you today and you listened to what he had to say. As a result of your willingness to listen, your name is now marked for divine favor. To the one whose spirit has been quietly screaming for answers. To the one whose heart has been aching for real peace. To the one who has not given up when it would have been easier to shut down. Your energy is now sealed in heaven's protection. Your timeline has now been reset. What you thought was over is only beginning. The snake has been seen. Their hold is broken. Their plans have failed. And you are rising. You are rising with heaven's light all over you. You are rising with Michael's sword behind you. You are rising with a soul too wise to be fooled again. You are rising with a story that others will one day read as a testimony because it has already been written. No weapon that has been formed against you shall prosper. And from this moment forward, the only thing that is going to shock you is how quickly God blesses you now that the lie has been removed. However, before you give your final answer to the universe, take a moment to pause. The tugging sensation that you are experiencing in your chest right now is the burning little question that is whispering, what if they have really changed this time? She knows how many times you've rewritten the story in your head, hoping that there was something, anything that would make their treachery make sense. Archangel Michael understands that your heart doesn't want to think that it was all for nothing. He knows how many times you've changed the story. But beloved, here's the truth. Most people won't say out loud. Closure is not something they give you. It's something heaven hands you when you finally stop lying to yourself. And this is your closure. The apology might still come. The text, the long voice note, I was going through so much speech, but let's be honest, you already know what they're going to say. You already know how they talk when they feel cornered. You know the way they play victim just enough to keep the guilt off their own hands. And if you let them back in now after all this divine work, you won't just be repeating a mistake. You'll be rejecting your miracle. Yes, your miracle. Because something extraordinary is now forming around your name. Archangel Michael reveals that heaven has already spoken to the soul of someone new. This person was always a part of your path, but they couldn't come while your energy was still living in the past. The blessing was never denied, only delayed. Therefore, let this be the moment that you finally slam the door shut. Not out of hatred, but out of honor. Someone who doesn't need to be taught how to treat you. Someone who might not just want to stay, but who will choose you every day without the need for reminders, ultimatums, or tests. This is the solution. Michael adds, the suffering wasn't your punishment. Honor for your own heart. Honor for your progress. Honor for the innumerable prayers you uttered through clenched fists, begging heaven to teach you why this had to happen. And here it is. Honor for your own growth. What you did was the preparation. The future that you are about to enter was nourished by each and every cry. Time was bent in your favor with each and every restless night. Heaven was able to see each and every act of love that you performed, even if you did not receive anything in return. Moreover, it is now being returned to you, doubled, cleansed, and blessed beyond all reasonable comprehension. However, in order to obtain it, you will need to guard your gate. Due to the fact that your energy is no longer a free-flowing field. Due to the fact that it is a holy temple, not everyone is permitted to enter. Permit that to sink in. Access should not be granted to everyone. When they had a front row seat to your soul, The person who did not value you is especially not someone you should be around. You didn't merely lose your heart because of them. They did not take into account your might. From this point forward, they will have to see your growth from the outside. It is possible that they will return. It is possible that they will say all that you had hoped to hear in the past, but by the time they utter those words, you will no longer be the same person. Your wounds will be healed, you will be aligned, you will be chosen, and you will be unavailable to everything that does not receive regard. This communication is concluded by Michael with a single final whisper, which is a divine instruction that is wrapped in fire. Be sure not to answer the door when they come knocking on it. Please welcome the life that I have been preserving for you with open arms. That life, on the other hand, is not on the other side of that paragraph. It's not in their heart that they are confused. We are not living in the past. As you watch, it is already approaching you. When it finally arrives, you will comprehend the reason why you had to give up something that you believed you required in order to obtain what heaven had always intended for you to have. Beloved, you have prevailed up to this point. Now is not the time to turn around. This miracle is not going to happen. It can be found here. Additionally, we have now arrived at the last section of your divine message. The instant when everything is made abundantly plain. The Archangel Michael wants you to know that what is going to happen is going to be so delightful, so tranquil, and so captivating that you will forget what it was like to be betrayed in the past. Because your healing will be louder than your history, not because it didn't hurt, but because it will bring you healing. That is the true work of miracles. You lost a great deal of power to the serpent. Heaven is not only returning time, energy, and confidence, but it is also multiplying all of these things. In the past, you were unable to even imagine about entering certain chambers, but now you are about to enter them. It is about to happen that you will encounter a facet of yourself that you have not even encountered before. Someone who is courageous, firmly established, radiant, and indisputable. A person who does not seek peace but rather carries it with them. Moreover, when it starts to manifest itself, when your phone lights up with an unexpected favor, when your bank account shifts, when your body feels lighter, when strangers comment on your radiance, and when you wake up happy for no apparent reason, remember this moment, this message, and this truth, because this was the doorway. This was the holy dialogue that took place between your soul and heaven, which in turn caused everything to change. Faith shows up in action. If God spoke to you today, answer Him. Click super thanks, and give what your spirit tells you. There is no better soil than obedience. According to Michael, you will be tempted to return to the familiar. Do not do so. That is no longer your home. Your new life does not have any room for people who loved you conditionally. Your next level requires your full presence, your full voice, and your full light. And this time you won't have to dim in order to survive. You will shine and still be safe. You'll speak truth and still be loved. You'll grow and not be punished for it. So here it is, your final moment of choice. Will you carry the truth and rise with it? Or will you walk away afraid of what happens when you actually step into power? Archangel Michael is standing beside you. He's not just watching. He's waiting for you to say, "Yes, I'm ready now." Furthermore, if you are, make heaven aware of this right here and right now by uttering this blessing out loud. What I am becoming is no longer something that I am terrified of. I pardon those who have wronged me, but I let go of those who have attempted to ruin me. I am excited to be the version of myself that is able to achieve serenity, communicate power, and carry the light of God. It is no longer the snake. The lie has been debunked. My life is not restricted in any way. I am prepared. In light of the fact that your angels have just recorded those words, allow them to settle into your spirit. As of right now, your miracle timeline is operational, and the things that were before slowing you down will suddenly hurry you up. Within the next 3 days, you will be presented with a confirmation. There is a dream, a call, a message, or a sign that is so plain that it will shake you. However, you shouldn't freak out. It's merely heaven demonstrating that this message was, in fact, there all along. Absolutely, this was the perfect moment. Not only that, but it is already taking shape. Beloved, I would want to offer you one last whisper from the angels. You are a part of something sacred. If this message moved your spirit, if it opened your heart, and if it made you feel as though the warmth of heaven was reaching down through each and every line. When it comes to truth, light, and restoration, you are a member of a soul tribe that is rising together as a divine family. Stay close to me because your tale isn't over yet, especially if this has struck a chord with you and you're eager to learn more. It was never intended for you to travel this path by yourself. There are more messages waiting to be received and more divine truths to be revealed. Give it a try. Keep your connection. Not only for the content, but also for confirmation, protection, and clarity, as well as for the subsequent word that heaven will give through Archangel Michael and through individuals who carry the same light. Mostly due to the fact that heaven will never stop directing you given that you have been found. It is no longer the snake. What you know is the truth. This is only the beginning of the story. And you, my dearly darling, are at last liberated. Additionally, now that you are liberated, your spirit is at last able to take a breath at last. The air has a different sensation, don't you think? Delicate, serene, and expansive. It's not only a matter of feeling. This is not a product of your thoughts. In other words, your spiritual space is cleaning itself out, and it is finally making way for something that has been trying to get to you for years. Because benefits come into existence when betrayal is removed. As soon as lies are eliminated, light begins to pour in. Immediately after the snake is removed, the garden starts to flourish once more. Do not mourn what God has removed. Mourn what would have happened if he hadn't that person, that energy, that mask-wearing soul pretending to be your family, your friend, or your supporter was holding up your blessings like a wall, blocking your breakthroughs with smiling sabotage, says Archangel Michael. Mourn what would have happened if he hadn't. You won't have to plead this time, you won't have to prove anything this time, and you won't have to wonder why I am doing this time. Instead you will say, thank you God. The wall has been brought down, and everything that heaven has in store for you is now coming to you at a rapid pace. When you say, I understand now, you will comprehend the reasons why it did not work out, why they left, why the suffering had to occur, and why you had to go through the seasons of silence. For the reason that, in the absence of the darkness, you would not have been able to recognize your own light. However, now that you have gained this awareness, your vibration is shifting into divine command. Things are already realigning for you behind the scenes. Conversations are taking place with your name in them. Papers are being moved. Doors are being prepared. The reason why heaven wanted you to know this truth first is because when the blessing arrives, it cannot be shared with the snake. This time it is only for you. This time the victory will have your name carved into it like a crown. Therefore, take this final word from Archangel Michael and carry it with you for the rest of your life. You are no longer threatened by spiritual attacks. You have been given a heavenly assignment. What was once intended to kill you has now become your platform for purpose. This is not a coincidence. This is heaven's response. And what is coming next? It is already on its way. A home that you did not believe you could afford. A relationship that you were told you would never deserve. A healing your doctors said was impossible. A chance to begin again. Stronger, wiser, softer, more whole. Watch what happens in the next 11 days. It will be proof. The kind that silences doubt. The kind that makes you fall to your knees not in fear but in awe. Because the truth is, it's already done. You're not walking toward it anymore. You're walking in it. You've crossed over. The snake is behind you. The angels are around you. The future is already unfolding beneath your feet. You are no longer who you were when you opened this message. You are reborn. You are blessed. You are chosen. You are loved. And no one, not even the snake, can undo what heaven has now revealed. This is your divine confirmation. It is important that you keep it safe, read it again, and keep it close to your heart because this was never simply a message. It was a miracle, and you were the one who was meant to receive it. Now that you have accepted it, watch what God does next.